Hey, I'm John Greaves III, and we have got another cool home gym tour for you. I am joined by the awesome Molly Hendryx. That's right, Hendryx, just like Jimmy, but spelled a little bit different. And Molly is the 56-kilogram National USPA Submaster deadlift record holder. So it is so cool to have her here. We're going to get a tour of Molly's awesome home gym, and we're going to do that right after this. Hey, if you want to support our channel, plus grab the perfect finishing touch for your home gym, go ahead and grab one of our 16-ounce laminated vinyl banners from our online store. They are easy to hang and easy to clean with just soap and water, and a great way to show that you represent the garage gym lifestyle. Go right there to order yours today. Okay, so Molly, it is so cool to be here with you. Thank you for inviting us into your home.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great meeting you at Drug Test and National. So it just be kind of fun to show off my space that I've put together over the years. It's really kind of evolved, and yeah, so it's been fun. So it's always kind of nice to share that with people. So
oh, definitely. You know, I was really excited because when I was there, I always try to keep an eye out for the home gym owners, and shout out to Mike Newburn, because Mike is the one that told me, hey, Molly is a home gym owner and she's doing awesome today. In fact, she just hit a national deadlift record. So you want to talk to her? I said, oh, heck yeah. So I appreciate the interview. And so, yeah, let's check this thing out. You know, what do you want to show us first?
Yeah, so let's kind of start from when I walk in, this is what you see. So I got this guy right here a couple years ago.
Okay.
And then my squat rack is here. That's obviously the most important piece of equipment here.
Of course, yeah. So what's your square footage? Do you know?
I actually have no idea.
But this is a single car garage?
It's a double car garage, yeah.
2-car, okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. So that slider will open and it has all of the non-gym stuff back behind it. So
okay, good deal.
Yeah.
So show us what are the let's say your top maybe 3. It can be more than that, but what are the top pieces of equipment that you use all of the time, that you use most often?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so obviously the squat rack here, I use 5 times a week. Okay. Honestly, it's the most important thing that I have in here. It's a rep rack. I do really like it. Okay. I got it secondhand, but what was kind of cool about it is that it came with several sets of J cups. These ones
I love that.
Yeah,
those came with
3D
that?
print. Yeah, 3D printed. And
okay, so those are aftermarket.
Aftermarket, yeah. So these were
nice.
Super nice. My previous rack did not have room for weight on it, and this one does have weight storage, so it's a little bit more out of the way, which has been really helpful.
Did not all that weight storage came with it, or did you have to purchase the additional weight storage?
No, the weight storage came with it because I did purchase it secondhand. Yeah, and then also the pull-up bar and cable attachment at the top. So this is a one-stop get everything done.
Those are very nice. So, those little dog bone handles, those are great for.
They're awesome.
Especially have you ever done any obstacle course racing or anything like that?
I have, yeah. So I actually do Spartan races when they.
Okay, so then that's why I was looking at the globes on the end handles. Those are so awesome for grip training. Okay,
totally, yeah.
Do you have UHMW on the safeties?
So I've got these safeties here, and then I also have straps. I don't actually care for the straps, but I do have them, and I use them when I'm squatting occasionally, but I've actually really switched over to really just using these.
Okay, so why don't you like straps? Because I know that there's a little bit of debate going back and forth. I know one reason why I wasn't comfortable with straps is for benching. So if I bench out of my rack, the straps is you never go down. I mean, you want to go down to the same point every time, but you never quite know where you'll be if you miss the lift. And now it's okay, is this thing gonna catch it, or is it just gonna go? Is it gonna sag a little bit? Is that why you don't like it?
Totally, yeah, it's exactly why I don't like it. And then for squats, it's just more of I actually just started practicing and being okay failing a rep. I've never really done that before until pretty recently. I just kind of did a lot of sub-maximal training, so I really didn't have that kind of high rep very little failure
Yeah.
potential. And so when I did, I felt so much more comfortable being able to like come back and like just sit it straight back down and like
Yeah.
hit the safeties and then just like back out of it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it just feels a lot easier if you do need them,
Right.
that they're gonna be there and they're gonna be exactly where you want them to be. Is the other part of that. So
Yeah, and then too, I mean, it also has to do with exercise selection. So if your coach programs like pin squats or something, I would prefer
yeah,
to do that off of actual pins, not off of straps, just because again, there's some
totally.
variance, and now that throws off your groove if
Yeah,
you're on purpose doing it.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. One thing, back to the rack.
Yeah,
Those numbers on the, does it have numbers on both the front hole and the side hole? I'm assuming
it
this is
does.
wet side spacing. So, because I see a couple
Yeah.
gaps right there, like see where that 25 is, and then it drops to 20.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So is it
Yeah.
like
So
every
it's,
five or what is it?
yeah, I think that it's like every five.
Okay.
And then you have when you get lower, they go like every one,
Oh, okay,
which is
okay, okay. Gotcha.
yeah. So up through like 1 through 20, you're
Okay.
gonna have even spacing, and then it's gonna be more like every three.
Gotcha. Okay, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And it does go, it doesn't have anything on the side, but it does on the front and back of every part of the rack.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay, cool. All right. Now, what were you about to show me?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like the other thing that I like can't live without is just like my dumbbells.
Oh, yeah,
So,
of course.
like it's so funny because like I used to only use like the top ones, and I was like, oh, like I'm really gonna ever need up through 50 when I really first started training. And now it's like, okay, pretty much only the bottom row gets used, So it's actually
Nice.
been really awesome to have like and to watch myself like grow into them
Right.
has been kind of fun. So
Okay.
yeah,
So you don't do any like single dumbbell work?
any
Like
single
overhead
dumbbell
tricep
work.
extensions or, like as accessory movements. That's what I'm talking
Uh,
about.
very minimally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I have a cable machine, and that's probably the thing that I use
Okay.
second
Okay.
second
We
most. Like, so I'll use that for a lot of like single arm stuff or
continuous tension. I got you.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. You got a little bit of a kettlebell collection there. Let's check that out. Let's see here. So what do you typically like to use those for the most? There's one. Oh,
Um,
that one gets a lot of love. Look at all that chalk on it.
yeah,
I can
it
tell who the
does.
favorite is. All the rest of the step kids. Okay.
Yeah, that's the 60. That is my favorite.
You do swings and
But
stuff with that?
I do swings with it, but I also do a lot of like, B stands, RDLs,
Okay.
or stuff like that too. So high
Okay.
rows. So I'll use it for those as well. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's definitely a fan favorite.
Oh, nice. Now, what
Yeah.
kind of rack is that? Because I see that it's got plate storage on the side.
Yeah, I do really love it. I've had this one for probably 2.5 years now. So
Okay.
it's been well loved for sure.
What brand of bumper plates are those?
I kind of have a little bit of everything. So I've got both Ethos and Rogue.
So let's talk about the ethos because you get the 10 pounds. A lot of times with the
Yeah.
10-pound bumper plates, you'll have some separation of the ring from
Mm.
the inner ring from the
Yeah.
bumper plate. Have you had any issues like that?
I have not had anything like that on those, but I also don't really use them a lot, like for my deadlifts and stuff like
Okay.
that. So they're not
Okay.
like being like tossed around on the ground super hard. I
Okay.
tend to just use the 45 Rogues and the my steel plate for
Okay.
deadlifting.
Okay. Because
But
that's
yeah.
another thing is like sometimes the plate will warp because it hits the ground too much.
Oh,
Then the plate starts
yeah.
to warp. Depending now, the ones from Fringe Sport, free commercial for Fringe Sport, I guess. But the ones from Fringe Sport have a different kind of core, and so you can
Okay.
actually do a lot of stuff with them. You actually drop them from fairly
Oh, okay.
high levels, and they're fine. Not bad
Yeah,
at
so
all.
these ones I haven't had any issues with them so far. I have 15s as well. I do sometimes use those for deadlift,
Good.
but have had no issues with them so far. So,
Good deal.
yeah. And then I think probably like the last thing that I get the most use out of is all my bars. So
Oh, of
I
course, yeah.
have Yeah, I've got the Rogue deadlift bar, but I actually do have a Kabuki bar on the way. So I'm very excited about that.
The Kabuki deadlift bar?
Yes, I'm like, have been dying for one of those.
Okay, so one with the Kabuki deadlift bar, a lot of people who use it for the first time, they're a little bit thrown off by the whip. And I don't want to
Hmm.
call it whip. It's just the bar is a little bit more alive than
Yeah.
other deadlift bars. So are you buying it because you just basically like, okay, well, I compete in the USPA and the IPL. I want to be able to train with what I'm going to, play the game with,
Right.
or
Yeah.
was it more of a training thing? Like you like, okay, well, I just want a kind of a different training stimulus. So it's good to have, like, you're going to go back and forth between your current Rogue deadlift bar and the Kabuki bar just to kind of give yourself some training variety. So which one is it?
So I got really lucky and I was able to train at Kabuki sometimes because I am here in Oregon,
Yeah.
and was working with Kabuki
Right.
for a while. I love like the really aggressive knurling on it,
Okay.
especially like when it gets like up towards like, the higher end of my rep
Yeah.
range. Like I really like that, just better aggressiveness.
Right.
And I really liked the whippiness of it. It's just kind of like fun to do.
Okay.
So definitely that was a big part of like why I
Right.
wanted to do that. But also just like, yeah, just like a different stimulus to have something different in the gym. I have the transformer bar, which is like my other favorite bar.
It's like 75
So
bars in one.
yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
been amazing. So I just like the quality of it.
Okay.
And it was just kind of time to buy something new and
Of course.
I wanted one.
All right. So, well, let me ask you this, because you did get to train at Kabuki, and I was blessed to be there when Kabuki unveiled the deadlift bar.
Oh,
And if
okay.
anybody, yeah. So I got Kyle to actually give me, like, I say, hey, give me the lowdown on this. And we actually shot a video explaining all the ins and outs of the bar. And if anybody wants to watch it, they just go right up there and you guys can go ahead and click on it and you watch it. Kyle breaks it down really well. But what I've never had a chance to ask anyone is, I know what it's like on singles, right?
Mhm.
Because that's what you're doing in a meet. What
Yeah.
is it like if you're doing, let's say at least triples?
Yeah, I would say for touch and go, it's a little bit like you really have to stabilize your core if you're going to touch and go
Mm.
with it, because it does kind of have like that whippy effect. And so this like kind of felt like I lost my balance more doing it
Mm.
that way a little
So
bit,
it
if that
pulls you
makes sense.
forward, kind of
Yeah.
yanks you forward. Okay.
Yeah. However, I did find more with like if I dead stop and then go move into the second rep, it's really nice because it feels like you lose the momentum, but you're also like rebuilding that tension. And so you are able to like get the benefit of like the whip with it without the momentum kind of like pulling you off balance.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I really appreciate it. Like I said, I wasn't able to ask anybody that because everyone who I've been around has used it for singles because it's been at a
Yeah.
meet. All right, so what else do you want to show us?
I've been using this like really cool adjustable box a lot more and more lately.
What brand is that?
This is
Okay.
Stamina. This goes from 12 to 24 inches. I show you like this side here, and then you just like pull these pins, and
Nice.
yeah,
Maybe
and
I
then it
got you.
just kind of pulls out. So, and then yeah, you can go all the way from 12 to 24.
Nice. That's actually
Yeah,
really
it's super
cool. So
cool.
you can do box squats for different heights. You can do box jumps at different heights, and even
Exactly.
step ups and all that. Oh, yeah, I love that. Okay.
And I really like it because it's like super solid. I don't feel like it moves around a lot underneath me. So just like being able to adjust the height of it has been really helpful. Like obviously for like box jumps, I want to go a little bit higher. And then for split squats, I need it to be a little bit lower. But it really is super sturdy. And
You say it's
just like
Stamina. Is it Stamina Fitness?
Stamina Extreme Training Series.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was like an Amazon brand or something like that. Okay. Just
Yeah, I don't
nice.
remember where I ordered it from. I bet I do really love it. I bet if you search that,
Yeah,
it
I
would
like
just
that.
pop right up. Yeah, it's great. It's super sturdy.
All right.
Yeah,
So that looks like a dip station. Is that what that is right next to the box?
this is a rep dip station. I really like it. My only like drawback from this versus the dip station that I had with my previous one is how this kind of comes out really far here. So
Okay.
like if I want to do like leg raises and stuff, I can't like back into it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you. I see what. So that middle
Because
piece.
yeah, that middle piece really kind of sticks out a lot. And so
Got you.
that's kind of the only drawback of this. I do really love it. Like the handles are like a
I
comfortable like
got you
width, and everything's really good about it except for
for
that
that.
part.
Yeah, because I
So,
can see because it's like the handles get wider, and so
mhm.
to do leg raises, you'd have to have your back to the rack. And I can
Yeah,
see that you'd end up having to be at the absolute widest part, and that may not be comfortable on your shoulders, especially
yeah,
if you start like at a certain time in meet prep, your shoulders start to get sensitive, and so you don't
uh-huh,
want to do anything.
for
Okay, I
sure.
got you. Now let's see. I know you're not doing any cardio, so that's for the dog to walk on, right? That treadmill
Yeah, that's
while you're
actually for my
lifting.
daughter.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Okay.
No, I actually do. I do 2 days of cardio a week. I do a
Okay.
steady state cardio day. I typically do prefer to run outside, but I have a 7 and a 16-year-old. So if nobody is here to hang out with the youngest, then
Yeah.
I just like Wednesday, I ran on the treadmill. So it comes in handy, like on very
Got you.
occasional use.
Oh,
And
100%.
then
Yeah.
yeah, and then I train clients here. So I do warm up some clients on that sometimes.
What brand
Yeah,
is this?
it's a soul. It's not super fancy, but like it really has like a lot of nice modes.
It
And it
looks
has a
commercial
little.
grade. Is that right?
It's not actually, but
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, it's pretty steady. It's not like a junky kind of like bouncy all around one. And it
Okay.
has a little fan on it, but this screen does not have like a TV. It's just um, just kind of like shows you your laps and all that kind of stuff. So,
Oh,
but
hey,
it's
that's all
great.
you need then.
It's been really good. Yeah, exactly. It does its job.
You got quite the banner collection. I know one that's
Thank
missing though.
you.
I'm gonna
Oh
get you
yeah, I
a
definitely think I need to get one of those, don't I?
heck
Yeah, so I've
yeah.
got a lifting large. I was sponsored by them
That's a cool company.
last
Okay.
year. Yeah, and they were in Oregon, where I'm at here not too long ago. So that was pretty cool.
Okay.
And then first form, that's like most of the supplements that I use are first
Okay.
form.
All right.
I really prefer their protein as kind of my favorite go-to.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I don't have like a banner, but like this was kind of like
I
when I read
love
this,
that.
it
I
just kind of like
absolutely
spoke
love
to
that.
me, and I was like, okay, I have to have this. I'm like, as you could see, like I'm not really a lot for like decorations, but
Right.
this just really kind of was like, okay, that's speaking to me.
Are
It's
those like
got that lot.
decals or something? Are those
Yeah, it
decals?
is. I was an Etsy buy, to believe it or not. You could pick it in like
Nice.
any size, any color. On this Etsy store had that. And then yeah, I've got a chalkboard on the wall so I can put my numbers up, but also like so the kids can like write me little notes and stuff like that. And
Look at that. That's
uh
awesome. Goals
it's
and rainbows. What's not to? I
yes.
mean, that's perfect.
I mean, come on. Yeah. What more do you need in
Yeah, that's
life?
it. That's it. Now
Yeah.
you can't tease me about your transformer bar and not actually show it to me. So
Oh yeah,
we
absolutely.
can't have that. I'd be a bad I'd be a bad
I'm
home gym
not
owner.
using it in this training cycle right now. So it is
Oh, up
kind of
against
like
the wall,
sitting
kind of
off
sad.
in yeah, it is feeling a little sad right now. So it's not getting any love for the last like 3 weeks since the meet. But I do love it. I usually like to have it on either like the goblet squat setting or front squat. Um, and I have been doing a lot of high bar training. I just haven't been using the transformer bar for that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good bar. It's been awesome to have and to use and to play around with for myself and then also for my clients. So it's been great.
All right. Well, since we're talking about bars, let's go back over to your bar collection. I meant to ask you this earlier, but so is that bar Cerakote?
Yeah, that's the Rogue deadlift
Oh,
bar.
okay. Yeah. So how do you like the Cerakote on it?
I don't love it.
Yeah, I mean, because I want to talk about it because I know Cerakote was like all the rage for a while there. And
Yeah.
then you slowly start to have lifters say, I'm not a fan. So what is it that you like, that you dislike about the Cerakote on the bar?
Yeah. So I guess for me, like with the Cerakote, like I just kind of felt like it was fine at first, but kind of like the knurling feels like it's kind of like run away a little bit. Like I really feel like I really got to chalk it up every time that I use it. And that could just be like my power lifter tendencies to like just want to play in the chalk fan, like totally could be that. But I do really kind of feel like over time, like the knurling has kind of like feels softer, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I mean, that does because I mean, Cerakote isn't exactly paint, but I can imagine that it's, you know, so knurling is basically just grooves, you know, it's just valleys in the surface of your bar. And I wonder if it's because it's kind of filling in those valleys a little bit, and then you put chalk on top of it, you know, coming off your hands. So that may be it. Okay. That's one of those things. So like back when people were all getting the Cerakote bars, you got to think that they were purchasing them. And a lot of these people were home gym owners who may have not been home gym owners for a long time. And then they hadn't been, a lot of them hadn't competed. And so to go from that bar to a bar that you would use in a meet is probably a little bit of a culture shock. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, why does this feel so? So, okay, that does make sense.
And part of the reason like why I wanted to get like the Kabuki bar too, right? Like that knurling is like, it's just much more aggressive, and that just, it feels much more like substantial in my hands when I'm trying to like lift something that's really heavy.
So, I mean, because the thing about the Kabuki bar, or any bar really, is if you have aggressive knurling that you train with, then when you get to the meet, you don't have to worry about, oh, the knurling on the bars at the meet is so aggressive that it hurts my hands. And, you know, I mean, obviously you still have to worry about calluses and things like getting ripped off and things like that. But at least your hands aren't so tender that you can't perform on game day. That's just another thing you don't want to have to worry about. So that does make sense. Okay.
And I did hear a lot of that back in the warm-up room when I was competing, was like, oh my gosh, that bar is like so like hard to use. And I was like, oh man, you guys are crazy. Like, I love it.
And do you pull hook grip or mixed grip?
I mixed grip,
Mixed grip, okay. Because I can see also that being a thing. I pull hook, and I can tell like when I've got when I got a bar that's aggressive, I can tell like, we're gonna show my hands some love. But again, that's desensitization, because just like a little bit of inside baseball. So I'm a martial artist, and back when I was fighting actively, one of the things that they had us do was knuckle push-ups. And I got to the point, I mean, I can still do it now, knuckle push-ups on gravel. And you don't start out that way because your knuckles are hurt, but it's a matter of desensitizing yourself to the rough surface. And you find that you can actually, if, you know, over time, you can grab anything. And it's the same thing with a bar that's aggressive to you now. If you train with it long enough, it's not going to be aggressive. You just desensitize yourself, and it's going to give you, you're going to be able to apply more force because you've got, you know, irradiation. Because you've got more of the knurling is so aggressive that you're squeezing it hard, and now you can actually apply more force into the bar. So, all right, absolutely. I just nerded out on bar knurling for a second. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm all about it. All about it.
We haven't talked about your GHD that's over there in the corner. We haven't talked about your GHD. Do you use that a lot, or is that something that just kind of just
You know, I actually, I have certain training cycles where like I'll use it a lot, and then others where it's like just sitting there, and I'll do, you know, core work on it just because it looks lonely. So
you feel sorry for it. Okay.
I just like can't leave it there. It's like one of my favorite things that I have, actually. But yeah, I really like to do you know, to do those on there. So it's got a garage gym sticker on it.
Oh, okay. So garage gym, it looks almost like the logo for garagegym.com, John Burgeson's site.
That's actually, I get a lot of use out of this one in certain training cycles, and then other times it just is here. And I'll do.
So one thing I'm looking at that's I'm not, you know, I can't really tell, but it looks like the padding is kind of like wearing down. Which is, you know, I mean, you use it.
Yeah.
But like there, and then on the top. What about on the top? Do you still have enough cushion, or is it?
Yeah, it's actually, the cushions are great. Like they're still like fairly firm. Okay. Same here, like with the little knee pads, but like over here on the side, there's like, it could be like tightened up, you know, and put back together. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, I don't know how old this thing is. It's probably pretty old, but it's in really good shape. Like it slides fairly easily to adjust to different heights. I was using it last prep for a lot of rows, like upper body rows. Yeah.
So like almost like a seal row.
Yeah, exactly. And it was really nice for that too, actually. Nice. So it's like a little bit closer in.
What piece of equipment do you have in there that you say, you know what, if I had to do it all over again, I would absolutely not buy it?
It's this stupid Bosu ball. Like, why? Why do I need this? I have literally no reason to use this.
So you don't use it. You don't use the Bosu ball for anything. No. You don't do any like pistol squats on it. You know. So it's just
So
kind of there.
when I first started, like getting fit, I guess you could say, like, again, like, after I had my daughter, this was like one of the first things that I bought, and I was swore I was going to use the crap out of it. And no, I never
Like,
have. I probably used
okay.
it like 10 times in the 4 years I've had it. So
Nice. Okay.
yeah.
Noted. Do not get you Bosu stuff for Christmas. All right.
No, no.
Well, let's check out your cable machine.
This is an Ethos. Oh no, 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 wait. Oh, Body Solid.
Man, they've been around forever.
It's
They've been
so
around.
good. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's really just, I mean, does everything that I really need it to do other
Really
than
small footprint, it looks
leg
like
press.
too. Looks
It
like it just
is.
fits in this little corner.
It does. It's like doesn't take up a ton of room. You can chest press with it. The only thing is like I don't have an adjustable height, but I have three different cable points. So I've
Okay.
got cable attachment at the bottom, middle, and the top. So
Nice,
the only
nice.
thing is there's no like middle
Okay.
like wider one that adjusts. It's got two weight stacks.
Okay.
So we've got the weight stack over here on the side.
Okay.
And
Okay. Yeah.
then and then the other one over here on this side for the leg attachment, which is for hamstring curls and leg extensions. All
Does that thing
attached.
do the chest? Is it chest press or is it more like sort of like an arcing fly press motion? You know what I'm talking about? Does it go
Yeah, so
straight out or does it come in an arc?
it comes straight out.
Okay.
And so it has like a chest press, and then it does have like a more of a shoulder press. So depending on where
Okay.
you set these settings here for how far back it starts and
Okay. Okay.
how far forward it goes. Yeah, which is pretty nice. And then it also has
Okay.
like down here, like you can do like your delt stuff down here. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
with these
Okay.
guys. Yeah. So these come in and you can, yeah. So it is.
Oh, so
It's
you can do
pretty
like rear
great.
delt stuff, things like that.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty awesome. And you got that used?
I did. Had to take the whole thing apart and put it back together.
Okay.
That was a challenge, but with no instructions or anything. But
Of
yeah, it's
course.
been working really well. So
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things like, journeys like that are part of what people who have been home gym owners for a while. I don't care if you order like the package from whatever XYZ company, at some
yeah.
point, you're going to have to you're going to see something cool. You're going to take a trip to go pick up this thing in some shady
Uh-huh.
little area on Facebook Marketplace or whatever. And you're
Yeah.
like, I can't believe I'm doing this. But that's to me is part of the fun of it because you get to personalize your home gym. And that's one of
Hmm.
the things I love about your gym, the selections you're making.
Yeah.
You didn't just get cookie cutter stuff. You bought things as you needed them for what you needed them for, and you
Yeah.
use them to to get to the top of your chosen sport. And I love that.
What's been really cool about that whole process too is like seeing how just like my journey into sports strength has like progressed, and like the equipment that has come along with it has really like grown with me. I've either like grown
Yeah.
into stuff that I thought I maybe like wouldn't use as much, and then like the dumbbells, right? And then some other stuff is like really then like purchased specifically like the transformer bar because of the sport itself. So yeah, it's been really fun to like find and collect things that are like other people's trash and my treasure, like
Yeah.
like maybe like they didn't get any use out of it for 6 months, and so they
Yeah.
decided to sell it, and I'm like, okay, well, my win. So
Heck yeah.
yeah, it's been really fun. I love that part. Yeah, so I'm on Instagram is where I'm the most active at body.project.fitness. And then in my page in my bio, I have a link for coaching applications. So you can always just DM me questions, and just start a conversation, because I feel like that's the best way to like build a relationship with your coach, is to like make sure that they're a good fit for you. So yeah, Instagram is definitely the best way. I do have a Facebook page as well. under the same name, but I'm just not as active on there.
So Molly, you mentioned that you are a coach. What is like the clientele that you work with? You like to work with only women? Do you like to work with a certain age group? Do you like to work with other power lifters? What's the demographic that you normally work with?
Yeah, I actually do only work with women specifically. So that's a really great question. And I do both strength training clients and as well as like general population who want to start working into strength training and potentially go into powerlifting. So both athletes and Gen Pop.
Well, I know that some of these people who are watching this may either want to work with you or they may know someone who wants to work with you. And especially since you are a high level athlete, they may just want to check out your training and see what's going on with you, see where you're going to compete next. So how can people keep up with your training and how can they reach out to you for coaching?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram is where I'm the most active at body.project.fitness. And then in my page, in my bio, I have a link for coaching applications. So you can always just DM me questions, and just start a conversation because I feel like that's the best way to like build a relationship with your coach is to like make sure that they're a good fit for you. So yeah, Instagram is definitely the best way. I do have a Facebook page as well under the same name, but I'm just not as active on there. So